We're going to start this video off with a play that involves Gerald Green, who apparently had quite the feud going on with the rim that night as he threw down a monstrous slam over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Timothy Mozgov and J.R. Smith both had no answer for Green on this play. Each of them just tried to push him away, but it really didn't matter. The damage was already done and the Miami Heat fans just lost it.
Just thinking long-term here, being conscious of taking care of him and taking care of the team moving forward.
Next up, we got LeBron James getting himself a fast break in Sacramento. The ball luckily just happened to launch its way down the floor to James, who was literally wide open on the other end. Mario Chalmers poked the ball away from behind and knew that LeBron was on the other end, so he instinctively launched it backwards over his head to get it down the floor. At that point, LeBron just let us know it was showtime with this windmill slam dunk to get the team hyped. Everything about this play was just beautiful to watch.
LeBron is, and LeBron knows where the bottom of the net is. This is major dunkage.
And this Alonzo Mourning dunk was just beautiful too. Mourning was going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves and pump faked about 2 or 3 times underneath the basket. 2 defenders were completely surrounding him, but he didn't even flinch. He was still confident he could take them, and he rose up and dunked it all over both of them relatively easily. It's not every day you get a guy dunking on 2 defenders on the same play with not even a run-up from the dunker. And Mourning strikes again in this video, but this time it followed a pretty crossover that had the guy looking around lost. Mourning received a beautiful dish and threw it down all over the outstretched arms of a dude who genuinely looks like he's 8 feet tall given the circumstances. But the giant in the paint couldn't stop Alonzo as he rose to the cup, and the big man got put on a poster even though he was pretty prepared to protect that rim. Now we're going to get into some of the good stuff here. Dwayne Wade let the world know that he can throw it down when he wants to. This time the Orlando Magic got the worst of it. Wade worked right around his screen and flew towards the rim before detonating into the air and launching it down over 2 Magic defenders who were trying to reach in and stop him. The Flash showed some of that athleticism right here, and Orlando was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we've got another Wade clip here, but this time it's a fast break that comes during the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers. Talk about a critical moment in Miami Heat's season. Wade broke free on a steal and easily hopped up really quick with the ball to get over Lance Stephenson as he tried to swipe it away and stop the momentum. Wade then rose up and threw it down as Stephenson could do nothing else but just sit and watch him throw it down while he was near the sidelines. Miami definitely needed a play of this caliber to get them hyped up for this major game.
Guard David West. This is much earlier than what we've seen. Oh, picked off by Wade. Here's Wade to the rim.
And don't worry guys, there's a lot more Wade where that comes from. This time, Dwayne was able to pull off a very quick crossover against the New York Knicks before seeing a wide open lane unfold right before his eyes. This lane helped him launch up into the air where he threw it down hard on the rim with just one hand. Honestly, it looked like he gave himself a bit of a speed boost when he started to attack the rim. That man got himself up.
Made it back from a torn left Achilles tendon, struggled last season playing court on the left. Oh, Dwayne Wade!
Next up, we got LeBron letting the Boston Celtics know that he's the king. Early on in this game against Boston, Miami was looking for an open shot. It looked like the Celtics had played the entire possession beautifully on defense, not leaving them any space to operate. However, they must have forgotten that LeBron simply isn't human sometimes. He drove baseline and got around 2 defenders before somehow getting the ball back in front of the rim, and he threw it down over 4 Celtics who were just watching him near the paint.
Shot clock down to 6. LeBron, baseline drive on Green, look out below.
I don't even know how he was able to contort his body like that. It looked like there wasn't any way that he was going to be able to score there from this baseline drive. And this video is not all legends who find themselves in the best Heat dunks. Here, Bam Adebayo locks himself in after throwing down a one-handed jam against the Bulls. Adebayo had a sprained ankle just 2 days before this game started, but you wouldn't have known it by this one. Wade tossed up a beauty of an alley-oop to Bam as he rose into the air and tossed it down with ferocity. The replay actually made him look like Michael Jordan. That's just how high he got himself into the air. A center with athleticism like that is a scary thought for opposing teams. And guess what? We've got another one from Dwayne Wade here. This time it's against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Wade ran around a screen and he saw a Thunder player try to cut off his baseline drive. Without even slowing down a step, he quickly spun himself all the way around and left that defender in the dust. Then, to make it 10 times better, he launched into the air and hammered it down on a Thunder defender at the rim to put him on a poster. So, to recap these 10 seconds, he deked somebody out of his shoes with a nasty spin, then plastered somebody with a poster. Yeah, I think Wade definitely got the job done on this play. And we're seeing a trend in this video here. Here's Wade again, popping up all over the place. This time, it was against Luis Scola and the Houston Rockets. Wade started this play with a nice interception against them defensively, and then he uses his speed to get down the floor to put himself in place for a one-on-one with Scola at the rim. It ended up not even being a competition at that point. Wade rose up and threw a one-handed jam all over Scola's outstretched arms. And just to rub it in for the Rockets, the Heat were already up by a lot at this stage in the game. Poor Houston, right? I mean, what did they ever do to deserve this kind of treatment? Next up, we're going back to Bam against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals during a tied 1-1 series. Bam set a nice screen before rolling to the rim. He caught the quick pass and instantly knew what he wanted to do with the ball. He took off from there and just hammered it down to silence the Boston crowd and help give the Miami Heat that much-needed momentum down the stretch. But the Celtics are not the only ones to get postered by Bam. This time he took his dunking talents into the NBA bubble against the Indiana Pacers and Domantas Sabonis. Bam set that hard screen again and rolled to the rim, getting a pass and launching it into the air over Sabonis, who attempted to sit back strong and draw a charging call. Not only did Sabonis not succeed at this goal, but he also saw himself get tossed onto the ground by Adebayo with the monster jam on top of that. For me, this is just another example of why these players should stop trying to take charges under the rim. You just always seem to end up on the wrong side of a highlight. Guys, this next one is just ridiculous. Wade was trying to drive past his defender on the sideline, and he realized that he got completely cut off. But he didn't panic, he just threw the ball around the back of his defender while running back around him and caught back up to the ball like he never left it. Then to make the play even sweeter, he tossed it up the court to a streaking Shaquille O'Neal who threw down this monster alley-oop before the entire crowd just sprang out of their seats. Shaq in particular was fueling the crowd with his reaction right after, as Wade and him just shocked the entire arena with this flashy play. Alright, finally, we've got Derrick Jones Jr. throwing it down on the Toronto Raptors. Now, this one you could hear from miles away. Bam and Jones were on a fast break, and the alley-oop toss from Bam was a little off target on the play, but it didn't matter for Derrick. He flew through the air and cranked back to grab the ball with one hand and then spiked it straight down on the rim. What made this one even cooler was the sound the ball made when he slammed it through the rim. This was certainly a satisfying dunk for the ages.